ערב שבת קודש, פרשת ואתחנן, the week before ט"ו באב. The beginning of the shiur will be for the safety of Aharon ben Rachel. It was sponsored by an anonymous. מי שבירך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את אהרון בן רחל, בעבור שאנו לומדים בעבורו. ישחזה הקדוש ברוך הוא, ישמרהו ויצילהו מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה. ישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיו, עם כל ישראל אחיו, ונאמר אמן. In the beginning of Parashat ואתחנן, we are reading about the begging of Moshe to enter Eretz Israel. And we have several psukim about it. The Ibn Ezra was bothered here. What was the purpose of telling it? That Moshe was begging so much and Borei Olam didn't listen to him. Explains the Ibn Ezra that the reason why Borei Olam, and Moshe Rabbeinu, of course, he was the one that wrote Sefer Devarim, that he wrote it, I will read in Hebrew, טעם הפרשה לחבב את ארץ ישראל, to make lovable Eretz Israel. And if ואם הארץ תהיה חביבה, if the land will be lovable by עם ישראל, ישמרו מצוות השם שלא יגלו ממנו. They will keep Eretz Israel. They will keep the mitzvot, because the mitzvot is the condition to stay in Eretz Israel. And if Eretz Israel is lovable for them, they will hold, will keep the mitzvot strongly. According to what a person understands the value of Eretz Israel, in the same way, he will keep it. And he will keep Eretz Israel, and he will keep the mitzvot. This idea we find in the Gemara, in Masechet Baba Kama, in Stav Samach Bet Amud Bet. The Gemara brings there a case. A person who gives a dinar, a person who gives a coin to a woman to keep it. And he told her, this coin is a silver coin. And so she kept it as you keep silver. But she didn't know that the silver was only a cover for a golden coin. And what happened was, it got lost. What the woman has to pay to the person, she has to pay him as a coin of silver, because she kept it, says the Gemara, as a coin of silver. This is what she was told. If she would have known that this is a golden coin, could be she would have kept it much more strongly. Watch it very, very carefully. And the same thing is here with Eretz Israel. This was the purpose, according to Ibn Ezra, why the parasha was, this parasha, this paragraph about Moshe Rabbeinu that begged to enter Eretz Israel was written. And next week is T'u B'Av. The Gemara at the end of Masechet Ta'anit, the Gemara says that from Tu B'Av, the night becomes longer than the days. And the Gemara says there that everyone has to add in the learning, in learning Torah. The Rambam writes in Perek Gimel of Hilchot Talmud Torah in Halacha Yud Gimel, and he says, even though that the mitzvah of Talmud Torah is day and night, but the Rambam writes, Rov Chochmato, the majority of the Chochmah that a person gets is when he learns at night, and then he is zocher to a crown of Torah. I'm talking, and especially that we know that the Gemara says in Masechet Ta'anit that one of the reasons that Tu B'Av is a happy day, one of the Gemara brings 5 reasons or 6 reasons. One of the reasons is that Am Yisrael finished the families that used to bring wood for the Mizbeach to burn the korbanot. So the people, these people that used to cut the wood, they stopped cutting. And this becomes a holiday. Explains Rashi why it becomes a holiday. Because they fulfilled the mitzvah. Asks the Mefarshim a question. Why they are stopping to cut the wood on Tu B'Av? Says the Gemara, because from Tu B'Av, the sun, the heat of the sun becomes weaker. What this has to do with the wood? Because to bring the wood to Mikdash, the wood has to be dry. And during the summer, the sun is very strong and the wood becomes totally dry. If the wood will not dry totally, worms are getting into the wood. And to bring a wood with a worm to the Mizbeach, this is not proper. Therefore, they stopped cutting the wood on the 15th of Av, because from 15th of Av, the wood will not dry totally, and worms can be found in the wood. So the reason why they stopped on the 15th of Av is not because they fulfilled the mitzvah. The reason is because there is no more benefit to cut the wood. And what would have been if the sun would have continued till Rosh Chodesh Elul? The heat would have continued till Chodesh Elul. They would have continued till Chodesh Elul. So therefore, Rabbeinu Gershon, in Masechet Baba Batra, he gave another reason. And he says that because of, on the 15th of Av, they stopped cutting the wood, because the heat becomes weaker, these people, the family of the Kohanim, that they took upon themselves to supply the wood to the Mikdash, they are free now to go to sit and to learn. Therefore, Tu B'Av becomes a happy day. Let's think a minute. It becomes a happy day because some families could have now stopped working and go and learn Torah. For this you are making a happy day? ט"ו באב, a happy day? לא היו ימים טובים לישראל כט"ו באב? The answer is yes. Because we learn from here that every person that comes and joins the learning of Torah, it strengthens Am Israel, it strengthens the world. And therefore, even for some families that join to learn, it's a happy day for the whole nation. More people joined to learn Torah. This has to do with what's happening now in Eretz Israel. In Eretz Israel now there is a big fight about taking all the boys from the yeshivot to go and to learn, to go to the army. It's a time of a fight. I must tell you that there are people in the army that they are also while they are in Gaza, they're still learning Torah also. What's the base for this? The Pasuk in Sefer Yoshua, the Pasuk says there, ויהי בהיות יהושע ביריחו, וישא עיניו וירא. He saw somebody that he comes, he appears to him with a sword. And Yoshua is asking him, who are you? You are to us, or you are an enemy? ויאמר לו, כי אני שר צבא עמוני. עתה באתי. Yoshua asked him, Halanu ata im letzarenu. Explains the Gemara, means Yoshua understood that he sinned in something, and he's asking him about what the angel is asking the angel, why did you come? So the angel says to him, yesterday you didn't sacrifice korban tamid, and today you didn't learn Torah at night. So Yeshua is asking him, so on what did you come? On what we didn't sacrifice yesterday, the korban, or because we didn't learn Torah tonight? Says the angel to him, Ata bati. The word Ata hints to Torah, as the pasuk says, Ve'ata kitvu lachem et hashira hazot. Hashira means the Torah, the whole Torah. So the word Ve'ata hints to Torah. So he said, I came for Torah. And the question is here. Comes here a messenger from Borei Olam. And he appears to tell Yoshua about learning Torah. You didn't learn Torah. And we know that every angel that is being sent for a mission, he is appearing as the mission. So why then an angel appears as a Sar Tzava, a minister of a general of an army, and he holds a sword? He should appear to him as a Rosh Yeshiva. You didn't learn Torah. Why he appears to him with a sword and as a general? This question was asked by Baalei HaMusar. And the answer to this is Gemara in Masechet Makot. They are saying, Omdot hayu ragleinu b'sh'arayich Yerushalayim. Says the Gemara, what helped Am Israel? What helps Am Israel in the war? I will read the Gemara, Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. מהי דכתיב עומדות היו רגלינו בשערייך ירושלים? מי גרם לרגלינו שיעמדו במלחמה שערי ירושלים? What helps us to succeed in the war? שערי ירושלים, שהיו עוסקים בתורה. Means to say because, explains Rashi, because of the Torah, they succeeded in the war. Means to say that the Torah is an ammunition to succeed in the war. Therefore, the angel appeared not as a Rosh Yeshiva. He appeared as a general with a sword. And he says to him, Yoshua, you are now in a war. You are missing some ammunition. Because with the Torah, you can succeed. And this is a very important thing to us to know. And therefore, I am very happy and I want to strengthen all the boys that learned in the yeshiva, that they are learning, they are coming every day to learn Torah. And this is very important because this is the ammunition. We are saying every morning, Olat Tamid Ha'asuya Behar Sinai. What is Olat Tamid? Talking about Korbanot. What has to do the Korbanot with Har Sinai? Explains them the Parshim. The same thing that Korban Tamid is being sacrificed every day. The same thing is the Torah that was given in Har Sinai. It has to be learned every day. And even nowadays, that we don't have Korbanot, the learning Torah is instead of the Korbanot. And therefore, we have to strengthen all our boys in the yeshiva, that they are continuing and learning Torah every day. And this is also a help for the war. This week we are reading about Aseret HaDibrot. In Aseret HaDibrot, one of the mitzvot is Habed et Avicha ve'et Imecha. The Gemara says in Masechet Kiddushin, in Daf Lamed Aleph, the Gemara tells us about Rabbi Tarfon, that Rabbi Tarfon, he was a rabbi that fulfilled very strictly mitzvat kibud em, kibud av va'em, but he was mechabed his mother. And says the Gemara that when his mother had to go up to bed, he used to bend as a bench, and she used to step on him and to go up to bed. You have to understand one thing, that in those days, in the time of the Gemara, the bed, the place that the person used to lie down, was very high, not as our beds, that the mattress is low. By them, it was very, very high. The poles of the bed were very high, and the mattress was very, very up. Why? Because in those days, there were a lot of mice, a lot of all kinds of insects that they used to be all over. So therefore, in order that mice and not any insects will go into the bed, they used to make the bed very, very high. So therefore, Rabbi Tarfon had to bend for his mother that she will be able to go up to bed. in the Yerushalmi, in Mesechet Pe'ah, the Yerushalmi brings another story with Rabbi Tarfon. And the Gemara, the Yerushalmi brings there, that the Rabbi Tarfon, what happened with his mother. One Shabbat, his mother went down to the courtyard to take a walk. While she was walking, her sandal tore. On Shabbat, you couldn't fix it. You couldn't tie it. So she was left over without a sandal. So what Rabbi Tarfon did, he took his hands, put the palm of his hand under his mother's leg, and the mother used to step on his palm of the hand, and this way she stepped and she walked till she reached her house. One day, says the Yerushalmi, Rabbi Tarfon got sick. Rabbis came to visit. Said his mother to the rabbis, pray for Rabbi Tarfon. Pray for my son, because he fulfills mitzvat kibud em above the normal, above the completion of fulfilling the mitzvah. The rabbis said to the mother, you know, even if he would have done it thousands multiplied by 1,000, he wouldn't have reached even to the half of the obligation of mitzvat kibud em. In other words, in one sentence, they reduced all the quality that his mother wanted to show the people the reason why to pray for him. In one sentence, they knocked it out. And this created a big question. The question was asked, as it's being brought in the stories that I once read. It happened with the Baal Avnei Nezer. What happened with him? The Avnei Nezer, he was the son-in-law of the Kotzker Rebbe. Kotzk was famous as very sharp Rebbe, that everything that he said is very sharp and very, very, it causes a person to think and makes every word that he said makes you happy and smiling. So Avnei Nezer was his son-in-law. One day, Avnei Nezer got sick. And they sent a message to Kotzker Rebbe's father-in-law to visit him and to pray for him. Avnei Nezer didn't show up, and he didn't come. The father of Avnei Nezer did come to visit. But don't forget, Kotzker Rebbe was a giant, and the father wanted him to come to bless him, to tell something. So Avnei Nezer, he came and he asked, the father of Avnei Nezer came and he asked his son, did your father-in-law came to see you? He said no. So the father of Avnei Nezer went to the Kotzker Rebbe and he said to him, you know that I gave you my son, I gave you my diamond, I gave to you. And how come you don't join? Don't you think a minute? He said to the Kotzker Rebbe. My son, he learns day and night. Almost 20 hours he's learning every day. So you must you must come to visit him. Said the Kotzker Rebbe to the father, learning 20 hours? Oh, what is it? Not a big deal. The father of Avnenezer was very upset and he left. After some days, his son Avnenezer got healed. And the father said to the son, well, Avnenezer, I came to your father-in-law. I spoke with him. How is your relations with him? He said, our relations is very good. So I said, let me tell you something. I came to him. I said to him that you are learning and this every day and this. And he said to me, you know what? What is it? It's nothing. Both of them looked one on the eyes on the other. And they said, what can we do? We don't understand what the Kotzker Rebbe said. Years later, Rabbi Nezer gave a shiur and he read this Yerushalmi that speaks about the story with Rabbi Tarfon that gave kavod to his mother. And they reached what the rabbis said to the mother, that they knocked down and they reduced what the kibud of Rabbi Tarfon. Rabbi Nezer asked, how can it be? How could the rabbis do it to the mother? If this what the mother is saying to them, please pray for him because he's a big tzaddik. So they knocked out everything. The Kotzker Rebbe, the Avnei Nezer, it's written that at that time, what did he do? He started to think a minute, and then he said, you know what? I have an answer to this, and the answer has to do also with me, privately. And he said, we know that every person, when he comes to the world, he has a mission. How do we know what is the mission of a person? When you see which mitzvah is very, very strong in keeping it. If you see a person that is fulfilling very strong mitzvah chesed, means to say that this is the purpose that he came to the world. If a person is very strict in fulfilling mitzvah of kibud av va'em, so you have to know that this is the purpose of this person that he came to the world. But of course, when a person fulfills and he finished came to a completion of fulfilling the mitzvah, there's nothing to do anymore in the world. And Borei Olam is taking him away to the next world. So said Avnei Nezer, when the mother said to the rabbis, you know what? My son is fulfilling mitzvah kibud above. They understood. She wants to tell them that he completed to fulfill the mitzvah. He fulfilled it as in a completion way. They were worried at that time. So in order to save Rabbi Tarfon, that he will have long life, they said he didn't reach even to the half of the mitzvah. And therefore what? He has more long life to fulfill the mitzvah. And he said to him, now I understand why Kotzker Rebbe, when my father told him that his son-in-law is learning 20 hours a day, he said he knocked it out. He said it's nothing. Why? He did it in order to save his son-in-law. That he understood from the father that by learning 20 hours means to say that his son reach the point of completion, is learning the most maximum of learning Torah during a day. And if the person reach this point, he can be taken out of the world, he finished. So therefore, because Rebbe didn't come and he denied everything that the father said to save his son-in-law. So what we are learning from here is that there is no limit for a mission of a person to do. Everything that you start, never think that you finish. Always you started something, you finished, immediately you start something else. Could be this is the reason why when we are learning a Masechet, we are finishing a Masechet, we think we reached, we are completed. Now, immediately we are starting another Masechet. Always to be busy, always to continue. This will give us long life, healthy life. Let's hope, Bezrat Hashem, that we will hear only good news in Eretz Israel and from every boy that learned in the yeshiva, that we will hear from them only good news. Have a wonderful Shabbat, and Shabbat Shalom. Hazak Baruch to Abraham Shomer, and also to Isaac Dweck, and to everyone that helps with this shiur. Shabbat Shalom.